Oh, hello everyone. Oh, Max, Dragon, you're already here. You must have got here before me. They must have been so excited to come and speak to you all. Is that the new boys and girls that are coming to James Gillespie's Primary 1 in August? Good morning. So lovely to see you all. We're so excited about you coming to join us, and we know we're going to meet you really, really soon. So do you remember last time we talked, I was giving you lots of information about what it might be like for you when you come to our school. So today I've got some more new things to share with you. So is everybody ready to listen? Are we all feeling really excited about starting school? Some people might be feeling a little bit nervous too, but that's okay because it's a new place and lots of new people to meet. But we are all really friendly and we can't wait for you to come and join us. So I wonder if you can remember who I am. My name is Mrs. Goddard. So remember, I introduced myself last week, and I also introduced you to our new head teacher, Mr. Horsburgh. And our school is called James Gillespie's Primary School. Are you remembering that? And you remember our special unicorn that we have on our badge? And then there are all our values. Kit, Kenmore, Candy and Link. They're all our values that we follow to make sure that James Gillespie's is a happy place for everyone to play and learn. When you come to James Gillespie's Primary 1, there will be two Primary 1 classes, and your class will have a teacher. Just like in nursery, you have a nursery class and you have lots of teachers helping you in your nursery class. And there will be Primary 1A and there will be Primary 1B, and your classrooms will be next door to each other. And Primary 1A has also got another name. So here at James Gillespie's, we are so lucky that we live in the middle of the city, but we have such beautiful woodland area to play in and lots of space outside for you to enjoy. So our Primary 1 teachers like to connect their classes to nature, both in their play inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. And we also have a lovely outdoor classroom too, which I'm going to show you in today's assembly. And so our P1 teachers have connected their class to a tree. So Primary 1A are connected to the maple tree, and Primary 1B are going to be linked to the willow tree. So your teachers might talk about you being the willow class, or you being called willows, or being in the maple class, or being maples. And that's something the teachers like to do to connect your learning to nature, both inside and outside. Now, when you arrive at school, you have to find your way all the way around to the Primary 1 classes. And on your first day, your parents or family members will be able to bring you all the way around to the classroom entrances to Primary 1. So you will know exactly where you're going. And I've got little videos to show you just now so that you can see the entrance to our school and what that looks like. Now, if any of you have brothers or sisters in school or come to our nursery, you will recognise this first part as we come into school. So, first of all, when we first come in, we've got the big gates that we walk through, and then we walk up the pathway into school, and on the right hand side is our nursery building, and we walk right past that. On the left hand side there's lots of places where you can park your bike or your scooter, and there's some lovely planting areas with trees and things, and we get closer to the front of the building. Now in these videos we've got cones. They're showing you the way the person is walking. Our cones are not there anymore, so you won't see those when you come in, but you will see, look, there's a little arrow to say which way to go. And we come round this next gate, which takes us into the big playground space. And then we have to go all the way around the playground to get round to Primary 1. When we arrive in school, there are lots of little jobs that you have to do yourself, and I really hope that lots of you have been practicing these in your nurseries, and you can also be practicing them at home. So in our school, when we come into school, we change out of our outdoor shoes into a pair of indoor shoes. So that could be just a little pair of gym shoes, or it could be a separate pair, an extra pair of trainers, or it could just be another shoe that you would like to wear inside the school. So we're not bringing all of the mud from our woodland area into the classrooms and onto the carpets. So we do shoe changing going out and into the school. So that's a good thing to practice in your holidays, is can you take your shoes on and off. It's really good to have stickies on your shoes so that you can get them on nice and quickly. And if you haven't learned to tie your laces yet, don't come to school with laces, because there's not lots and lots of adults that can tie your shoelaces for you. So you have to be able to do that yourself before you can bring laces to school. You also bring a water bottle and a snack for snack time. So when you go into the classroom, your teachers will have places for where your water bottles go and a place where your snack goes, and you take those out your bag and put them in the right places, and there'll be little pictures to show you where they should go. And you'll see in the picture just above my head there, all the boys and girls in the cloakroom changing their shoes, hanging up their coats on their pegs, and taking their bag through to their classroom. So hopefully you've been doing lots of that in nursery already, going into the cloakroom and unpacking all your things, taking off your coat and finding your peg, and that will be the same when you're in primary one. Then once we get into the classroom, we have a little thing to do in the morning called logging in. So everybody will have their own log, because remember, we're connecting lots of things back to nature and trees, and it will have your name on it. So when you arrive, you find your name and then you pop it in your teacher's basket to let your teacher know that you are here. And some of you may have things like that in your nursery that you already do. I know in James Gillespie's nursery we have stars that we take to move to say that we are in nursery for the day. And then once you've unpacked your bag, taken your snack and your water bottle, and if you're having a packed lunch, that might come out as well, we have to put the bags away. Now, because we have a play-based primary one classroom, it's quite like nursery with all the different areas, with all of the different places to play. And so we don't have lots of space to put our bags. So the teachers get you to take your bag and pop them into a box. So what we would ask is that we make sure when you're choosing your bag for school that it's not a huge big bag, because we don't have a lot of space to store it, that it's a nice small backpack that you bring with your things in, which we then empty out, and then we can store it nice and easily. And that's just a little request from us so that we can make sure that all the bags are safely out of the way and the space is all yours for playing in. As well as the play that you saw in your classroom last week with all the different play activities, there's also other activities we do in primary one. So right beside me there, you can see boys and girls in a big hall, and they've got balls and things with them, with their teacher, and they are doing what boys and girls talk about as a gym class, or PE we call it in primary school. And that's where you do lots of exercise and moving around, exploring the space. We might use equipment like balls and bats and hoops and bean bags and things. It's really great fun, and lots of games in a much bigger space, and it's not something that we can do in the classroom where there's lots of other activities and resources. So you either go to the big hall, or quite often when the weather's nice, the teachers will take classes to do their gym or PE outside, which is great fun. And then the other activity, you'll see a couple of children there with books. That's because we visit our school library. And at the school library, there's a whole selection of books that you are allowed to choose one to take home. And you can see someone there beeping their book. If you've ever gone to the library with mum and dad, you might have seen that before, where they have to beep the barcode to say that you are now taking that book home. So we do that in our school library, and that's an extra book that you get to take home and read at home. A little bit like if you have bedtime stories in nursery and you get to take a book home for that as well. This is a really favourite space of the primary one children, and this is our lovely outdoor classroom. Now we share the outdoor classroom with primary two, so we get turns to go out to the classroom. And my favourite part is at the start of primary one, I take the groups of children to the outdoor classroom to explore and play. And I'm going to let you have a little look round. We've got a lovely shelter in our outdoor classroom, which means that we can go out to play there anytime, no matter what the weather is. There's always activities under the shelter that we can do. So we have it set up in little play areas, a little bit like in the classroom. We've also got some building bricks. You might recognise these. Maybe you have these in your nursery as well, to do some huge big building with. We've got a lovely sand pit. And we've got little tables that we often have Small World on. So we might have, at the moment we've actually got a farm on there just now, but we've had a garage and a fire station. And then this is our little mark making area. So we've got our table and pencils and things to play in. So it's a lovely space that we can go out to from our own classroom that just has other play areas very similar to in the classroom, but we get to enjoy it outdoors. And on one day a week at least, our teachers love to take the classes out for an outdoor learning afternoon. And that's when we get to use our fantastic woodland space. And we can make dens, and we can climb, and we can do lots and lots of different things. We've made bug hotels over there before. Lots of activities that the teachers plan based around being outside in nature and learning outdoors. So that's a really exciting part of the week. And on those days, you have to come into school dressed for being outside in the afternoon. You have to remember that it's Scotland and it's not sunny a lot of the year. So in those days, even in the winter time, we will go out into the woodland in waterproofs and wellies and all of those things. So we do have lots of spares in school, but when your teacher lets you know the day that you will be doing it on, then that's a good day to make sure you've got warm clothes on and you've got waterproofs and wellies for going outside. So I know this has come up as a question in our nursery with the nursery children about what do we have to take to school? What do we bring when we go to school? Because we've got so used to coming to nursery and all the things that we need for nursery and the things that are already at nursery. So I'm going to show you some of the things. Now, some people might like to wear a school uniform, and I know our children here have been asking, what's a uniform and what do people wear? So our badge is the unicorn. So if you would like to wear the uniform for the school, then there are sweatshirts and t-shirts and things with the unicorn on that you might like to choose to have, so that you wear them just for school. And for messy activities, sometimes it's quite practical because it means that that's just your school sweatshirt and it doesn't really matter if it gets paint on it, and so on. And when we meet with all the mums and dads, then we'll be able to talk a little bit more about where you can get that from if that's something that you would choose to have. There's also these reading packs that you can get, but I know that when you get your reading book for the first time, the teachers will also give one from school, a see-through plastic one that you can take your book home in. But some people like to have a little wallet to keep their reading book in, so that is also there if you choose, but it's not a requirement. It's just a suggestion. This is a bag to keep gym things in. So on the days when you do gym and PE, a drawstring bag to keep just the PE kit in is a really, really good idea, because that can hang on the peg in the cloakroom and just be there and then be taken home every so often to get washed. And all that one there obviously has a unicorn on it. It doesn't have to have the unicorn on. It can just be a regular drawstring bag. But it means that when they change for PE, our primary one teachers do a fantastic thing where everybody gets a hoop and they stand inside the hoop with their bag with their PE clothes in it, and they take off what they were wearing, put their PE clothes on, and then all of the things that they had on goes inside the bag and stays in the hoop, so that we don't mix up everybody's clothes, because that can be quite a tricky thing at primary one stage if we have all the clothes everywhere and we have to try and get all the clothes back to their owners again. So an extra little bag for keeping PE kit in is a really good idea. That's an example of a t-shirt and shorts for gym. So when you're going to do your gym class in the hall or outside, then we would ask the children to change into shorts and a t-shirt to do that in, or it can be t-shirt and leggings, or t-shirt and jogging trousers, whatever, just a separate thing to change into to do gym. A water bottle is really, really important through the day so that they're drinking water regularly through their learning, and we keep them in the classroom in a tray so that they can take drinks of water as many times as they like through the day, and also they can have it for their snack time too. Welly boots are great for outdoor day, but they're also great in general for our school. We have a huge big woodland area and we have a lovely primary one play space round the side of the primary one classrooms, which has lots of hill and mud and trees. And in the winter months, it gets very, very muddy around our school. So actually on those days when it's playtime, they're going out to play, wellies are a really important thing to have. And also for the outdoor learning afternoon that I spoke about too. And waterproof trousers and jacket for going on outdoor learning day so that you don't, if you get caught in the rain, you don't get wet. But as I say, we do have spares of those in school as well. So if you forgot it or you're not able to get it, then we are able to lend them out. But we don't have one for everybody. If you do have them already at home, then that would be super if those came in on those days. And that's the example of a gym shoe that I was talking about. So these can be bought in supermarkets for not very much money, and they're really handy to have as the shoe that they change into when they're in school, because they can also use that when they do gym as well, and because it has a rubber sole. But obviously that doesn't have to be what you choose as your extra pair of shoes. That's just a suggestion. So lots and lots to tell you today, and obviously the next time we are going to be seeing you will be when you come into school. We'll have another special video which will be from your teacher when you get your letter to say which class you're in. Your teacher is going to make a special video to say hello to you, and then the next time we will see you in school. So it's been really lovely speaking to you all again this morning, and I know there's lots more information for mums and dads. Obviously, there's going to be an information evening on the 9th of June where I'll give more information, but also an opportunity for you to ask questions that you're building as we go along this lovely transition journey together, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them for you at that point. So from all of our values, and from Max, he's back, and our dragon, I look forward to seeing you really soon. Have a lovely weekend.